So the fact that anyone who supports it in that perspective would be a negative being, and the positive would be the opposite, which is how growth would take place from this sphere to create the plant life theory. This is a plant, and how we can create it to be better from the emotions of understanding that's not a good idea to do that to that innocence unlawfully. And I think that's why Andrew's in prison, because that's the arch of understanding. He's not in prison, is he? But he's imprisoned by what's happened in the past, and he's got a lot of questions to answer to. This is understanding that he would have to bear witness to his fall in the Kabbalah, how in unity of governance and corporate, the structure's broken down by using children and breaking the arch, okay, and trafficking them for illegitimate means, using resource to capture people instead of aid and resource, taking an aspect of what they love most away for money, splendour. So the narrate would be a financial resource, a pleasure, even as sick as that. Emotions only self-serving, so that's self-hedonism. It's not hedonism, it's self-hedonism. So it breaks the Kabbalah. Okay? The structure of society has been demolished, all in the aspects of child trafficking, using royal governance and corporate design to steal the royal arch. Innocence through showmanship, acting for self-hedonism rather than an evolved sense of purified hedonism, which is your job in the first place, which is the rise in the Kabbalah, which is understanding the emotions and impact it has on that child through love, taking it away from family. Understand that feeling-based structure and that financial gain was unworthy of you to do that. That's not your crop. Under a showmanship, you provided resource but took away as you did that, ignoring our human rights and what we deserve under aspects of resource for a respectful rise. Through understanding, experience, a respectful rise takes place to innocence with good ideas, encompassing the showman of ideas that are going to produce fruitful ideas to create a space for the rise into innocence. So we need to respect the matriarch, and we need to use what we have done in an aspect of experience ourselves, good eggs, to provide the justice, because that feeling will then be enhanced for that child, and then in return you fulfill your own Kabbalah, not in pieces but together. And Hierophant energy would understand this because they know what it's like. Because they all have their own Kabbalahs as well. So under governance is a matriarch energy, corporate is a patriarch energy, and the royals would take this position because they're the ones with the names on the justice system when they remove children. This is a negative side of the Kabbalah and a positive side of the Kabbalah. Are you a negative being or a positive being? And this will give you an understanding of whether this is worthy of listening to, okay, in a understanding as a final piece to understand, is this being fulfilled? Is action being taken through that idea of showmanship that's good, not that's something that's bad, to just have an innuendo that's hidden, which is not to provide this in truth, and removing innocence instead, leaving them low for a hidden Sophia again to take place, and the showmanship continues. So he's juggling one there and one there. So it's an aspect of a wheel, and he's juggling one up there and one down there, and that's how it would prevail. That's how you would see the magician in the center taking hold of you from your mind, and how it can remove or provide innocence. And that can take place as well through things like how we treat each other, respect. Through experience, we understand, and innocence need to be given to that person for an aspect of completing this resource and providing those as well, instead of just that in the center. We have to understand that the juggler is the one who is meant to be providing it for everyone. So we have to make sure that the human rights of that person is intact. Okay? That person has good intentions. And that's how you'll tell the difference between a good person and a bad person. In corporate, professional, governance, how they've treated children, how they've treated children through this process. Understanding, is this an aspect of creation or an aspect of Darth, and is it justified? And that's your answer, congressmen and congresswomen. My name is Gemma Haley. I am a criminologist.